And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I always do every day. Ah, it's been busy, busy. Can I say the word busy? Busy, 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 but busy is good. That means I'm working. Busy is good, but how are you all How are you all doing? How was your Mother's Day? How's your Monday starting off? I see in here some good mornings. Chrissy was the first one in this morning. She said, "Good morning." And Miss G followed right after. Good morning. Hey, and Hannah. What's going on, Hannah? Hannah's in the building as well. And Anthony Rowland, and he's in the building. And Anthony will be our guest on Wednesday. So we're gonna have Anthony on Wednesday. Check it out. Check it out. Talking about his career as a photographer. And I see here, hello, Chrissy's Corner. He said, I went to the Bridgerton Promenade at the Gansvoort Plaza. It was awesome. Really? You didn't invite me. You you didn't reach out to me, Chrissy. What's going on, neighbor? My neighbor. What's going on? Serena's in the building. Good morning. Happy Monday. I've been meaning to tell you that I love the intro, Ron. You do, you do. Thank you. So I have to tell you, today is going to be one of those days on this show that I am so discombobulated. As the old word goes, discombobulated. And the reason why, it has been literally nonstop since last Wednesday. So many things to do and get ready for vacation, get ready for going away. And it turned out that my vacation begins on Thursday, this Thursday. So I didn't realize that. So I say, after I leave you guys on Thursday, that will be the end of Touch Base Daily, as in live, for 2 weeks. And I'll be back on live June 1st, which is a Saturday. So I'll come back on a Saturday. But June 1st, well, hopefully, it won't be like this. It'll be in a different format. But yeah, so I am taking a cyber vacation like I do every year. I take two every year, one in May, and the other is in December. So, Thanksgiving, December area. So I'll be on cyber vacation, and I am looking forward to it. My brain is fried. I am tired. I'm exhausted. And if someone tells you that doing this is easy, it is not. To be on here every day, and I am not complaining, but it does take work, and it's another job. It literally is another job on the side of your job. So I have an interior design business, I have my photography business, and now a podcast online business. Well, I don't know if it's a business, but but it does help with business. How about that? I am a lot more visual because of Touch Base Daily. My neighbors are seeing me on Touch Base Daily. They see me on the links from next door. They see me here on Instagram. But shout out to those on Instagram that are joining us. And if you're in the Instagram page, come on over to the YouTube page. And if you're in the LinkedIn page, you can also come into YouTube. It's a much better experience. That way you can see everything and everybody, and you can engage in this great comment of all the people chatting in the comment boxes. But it has been a booster. I can only contribute that my increase in business this year has also been because of Touch Base Daily. So I owe a lot to everyone being here and supporting as we build a community and connect and have conversation about what's going on in the world today. But it has also helped I guess we business folks like to say, it has helped my bottom line. Business has increased, and some of my clients have been they've been following me on here, and they go, "Oh man, I saw you online. Oh, Ryan, you still do interior design? And then I get an interior design project. So being being visible is important. However, being on a platform daily takes work. So Lisa's in the building. Hey, Lisa is in the building. Are you still on your sabbatical as well, hanging out in the South, in the dirty South, in the dirty South? Serena says, what she says, okay, good morning and happy fun. Okay, I got that one. Okay, and let me go through here real quick and see Mother's Day. Oh, Serena says, there it is. Mother's Day was nice, had great food and gluten-free cupcakes. A win. Celebrate those wins. Remember, there are no small wins. Everything is a win. Okay, I like that. Oh, I love cupcakes. Well, particular type chocolate. I'm a chocolate nut. Anyway, G says yes, it's that time of the year. G will also be on vacation, yes, and spending some time with family and getting out there and doing some things in her world. And so yeah, but cyber cyber vacation is important, and I will tell you why. Being online, for those that are online every day and posting and sharing in the cyberspace world, excuse me, as I butter up my lips. Hmm. Okay, there we go. You can't have any dry lips. You know how folks talk, get crazy in here. But cyber cyber Mondays, cyber vacations. Let me get it all straight. Cyber vacations are important because you need mental rest. You need time to just get away and to regroup and to think and to also think about what you want to bring into the next. I mean, can we say that June is going to be a new season? Do we have two seasons for Touch Base Daily? Like we did January to May. That's a season, right? Can we say that? I never use seasons. Like I see other people put season one, episode one, one, episode two. I've never done that in my listings. Maybe I should do that. I think it's a good practice when you're online. And I say, so maybe I'll introduce that June 1st. I should say that Monday. June 1st is the first, is the Saturday. Second is the Sunday. Third, okay. June 3rd will be actually the beginning of the first season. I'm sorry, second season. Okay, I'm getting it together. The second season will be, wow, that sounds so weird to me. Second season. So I guess we'll have two seasons per year. We have the first season, and then we have the last season. Okay, so okay, that makes sense, right? But anyway, so cyber vacations are important. We all need a break. You need a break. And also, they say absent makes the heart grow fonder. So if you don't see me here, you'll be like, oh, where's Ron? I wonder what he's doing. Maybe some of you. But the good news, thanks to technology and thanks to being on this wonderful platform of StreamYard, is that during those 2 weeks, it will be filming, it will be posting the best of, which is interesting because we've had enough of these little videos to create best ofs. And so you'll see that best ofs on Monday through Fridays. We'll be repeating mostly the interviews. It'll be the interviews that the Motivation Mondays and also the Tip Tuesdays. So those are when we really, it's learning, it's lessons, it's teaching, it's encouraging. So that's what's going to be happening. So you'll see at the same time, 11:15, there'll be a replay. So there will be a replay of the best ofs. So that works nicely. Thank you, technology. I see here. Yes, time. Hi. Kimmy, I didn't say good morning to you. Hey, Kimmy Kim. Kimmy's in the building, and Paro's in the building with her grand rising. You know, Amparo and I are supposed to be working on a project together, but I had to tell her, I was like, I am so overwhelmed. this is the first time I had so many projects going at the same time. I am working on literally 4 or 5 projects, maybe 6 projects at the same time. And again, I think it's time for an assistant. Hannah says, good morning to Lisa. Okay, Kimmy's in the building. Chrissy says, Ron, you said that you had plans or were working on Saturday next time. I can't wait for season 3, part 1 of Bridgerton to start on the 16th. They also had the folks from Bridgerton, I think, on Good Morning America this morning. So it must be a very big thing happening in the city. Also happening here in the city is I think Jimmy Kimmel is going to be in Brooklyn again, back here in New York City, as he does every year. So I think he'll be here for the week. I think next week, starting next week, and he's here this week. So maybe it starts this week, but I know the show will be here in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. So if you're interested in going to the Jimmy Kimmel Live here in Brooklyn, it should be happening at Brooklyn Academy of Music. Just to make sure on that. See, Lisa saying some good mornings. Look at this, the good mornings. How many of you guys watch Bridgerton? How many are into the Bridgerton saga? I looked at the first season. I never looked at it after because a lot of the characters weren't the same. Is that how it's supposed to be? That it's like segments of this, is it like flowing? I only looked at season 1. I looked at season 2, and so many characters were different. There was some that were the same, but I couldn't follow the storyline because it wasn't like the first season. How many of you are Bridgerton's followers? Anthony says, my wife loves it. Good morning, Elise. Good morning. Elise is in the building. How many of you? Chrissy is obviously. He went out on Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Saturday. And I'm going to share some Saturday stuff with you guys. Saturday was an incredible day, busy day, all day. I see here, Serena says, awesome. And then yeah, and Siri says, awesome. And then on Indie Soup, your shows will keep replaying too. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for Dr. Tachi and Indie Soup. Technology has made this all possible. And having a strong community, base community to make this happen is awesome too. Derek is in the building. Mr. D. Tuggo is in the building. D, we have to have you on as well because you're a creative, you're an actor. I think you do a lot of stuff that we don't even know about. I see some things on your page. It'll be nice to have you on because you have a lot to say. You have a lot of wisdom. So, Derek, we need to get you on here in the season 2. I'm gonna start talking like that now. Season 2. Season 2 starts in June. Okay, let's see. I only watched the first season. Elise says too. See, Elise, I'm with you. I only saw the first season. Chrissy says, yes, it follows the lives of the 8 Bridgerton children. So is it like each one separately as a children, or is it following history and it takes pieces of them? I guess I should be watching to look at it, right? To get a feel for it. Lisa said, oh, you have to watch. It's so good. They are the same people. Okay, I have to look at it then. One more thing to look at while I'm editing photos. So, has anyone seen the TV show Evil? Has anyone? It's called Evil on Netflix. Let me make sure I get this spelled right here. Netflix, right? There we go. Hold on a second. If it's called Evil, and I have fallen in love with these characters. It's an interesting show. Kind of, it's kind of about the Catholic Church, the Protestant Church, evil and good, and the devil, and all kinds of stuff going on in this show. Has anyone heard of Evil? I'm just curious. Am I the only one watching this show called Evil? Well, it really is, and it has, Luke is his name Luke Cage? Luke I forgot. Oh, Luke Derrick, or I forgot what's his name, Luke, but I know Luke. I think it's Luke Cage. I think it's Luke Cage. He played Luke Cage. Anyway, it's a good series. Sure, Derek says, "Sure, Ron, I would love to come on the show." Absolutely, Derek. This is family. That's a family episode. Lisa says, "Yes, they break it down that each season concentrates on one character. The last season was the Black Queen. Watch it." Okay. I am going to watch Bridgerton while I'm on vacation. How about that? While I'm on vacation and I need what they call a no thinking TV. That's what I will do. I also got a free subscription yesterday for Paramount Pictures. I mean, the Paramount app streaming. So I got 30 days free, and I'll decide on if I keep it. But since I'm going on vacation, I say I might as well have it because my tablet will be with me and my laptop. So I will be in vacay mode starting after you guys on Thursday. It is over. Well, because Friday I'm photographing a bigger an event in Queens, so I'll be in Queens on no sorry in Brooklyn on Friday. No, sorry, I'll be in Queens on Friday. I'll be Wednesday. I have a photo project after I meet with you guys here, and that is going to be on the border of Queens and Brooklyn, called the Commons. And then I will be when I get back from North Carolina, I will be in Brooklyn photographing another event. So it's like I said, it's going to be nonstop. So, but Saturday I will get on the plane. My plants will be watered. I'll have someone watching the house. Yes, it's going to be a beautiful time to get away. This time, my plants will not suffer like they did last time. I was away too long. You can't be more than 2 weeks away from home. So, but I'll be home, but I won't be doing anything either. So I'll be home and away on vacation. She said, "Did you hear how Howard canceled the graduations right in the middle of the graduation? We have to do better." Are you serious? Howard? Is Howard also in this thing too? Come on. Black colleges, y'all need to get it together. We can, let me change that around. Not black colleges. Well, yeah, black colleges. First of all, can we talk about that? Can we have this is Monday. This is Motivation Monday for those that don't know. And we will talk about motivation near the last 30 minutes of this community chat. But I am so disturbed by all of the colleges that are closing their graduations down, stopping their graduations because there are protesters. I am falling on the side of both. I know that sounds kind of like easy, Ron, easy. But I'm a little pissed off with the protesters. Now, I believe in what they're protesting about. I believe in what they're protesting about. I believe in the Palestinian cause of, making, stopping Israel from bombing the Gaza Strip or going into Rafah. I am with the college students. I am a believer of the freedom, the First Amendment right to protest. However, you can take one day off. One day off. And when I looked at some of the videos this weekend and this morning. Most of the people in the audience are just trying to celebrate their family members that are graduating. Think about all of the people that paid lots of money to go to school, to get their graduation, to graduate. It's a long-term work. It's a lot of work to go to class, study, hardships. Some people don't even have money and they're struggling to get to college, like I did. I had friends that say, "Oh, Ron, here's some money to get on the train this week." And then you go and you can't have your graduation because something that's going on overseas. Now, I get it. Like I said, I get about the humanitarian cause. You can't beat me on it. But there is a time to respect others. And that to me does not make sense. That if people, your fellow graduates, came to school, they should have their graduation, especially when the majority of them did not have a high school graduation. This is to me is rude. It's so self-absorbed, self-centered. I know I'm gonna get some hate on it. Like, oh, that's the whole purpose of the protest, to be an interruption. But can we be quite frank? There's a time and place for everything. You should not interrupt your fellow students on their graduation day or the ability to have a graduation day. I think it's wrong. Now, what do you guys think? I'm definitely want to hear what you think. It's more than me just saying what I think. I want to hear what you think. But I just think it doesn't make sense when you are taking people, you're robbing people of their big day. That's like someone going to your wedding. You plan your wedding. You plan your wedding all year. And then some protesters say, I'm going to show up at your wedding and you're going to have to cancel it. Or it's your sweet 16th birthday party or your daughter's sweet 16th birthday party. And you plan and you put it all together. And then you have some folks in the neighborhood that say, I'm going to protest. And all the money you spent for the DJs, all the money you spent for the photographers, all the money you spent for the hall or the house or the space. Make it make sense to me, someone. Make it make sense. Okay, what says you? I need to hear what you got to say. Derek was with me. Selfish people. Serena says, yes, Ron, the class of 2024 did not have an in-person high school graduation. Why would you rob them of this? Elise says, thanks for the clarification. I know. Oh, here we go. Anthony says, protests. Definitely protests. But don't ruin the day thousands of students and their families have dreamt of and worked hard for. That captive audience is not for you to air your grievances. So a lot of you are on my side with this. Lisa says, yes, my son thankfully graduated the year before COVID when they had no graduations. I would have lost my mind if they would have canceled his graduation. Not all that money I paid. Absolutely. People pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school. And these protesters, come on. That's just not right. You can take a day off. You can protest every single day. You can protest in the streets. You can protest in the mall. You can protest on the highways. You can protest, but don't rob your fellow students of their graduation. Think about it. For me, I was the first in my family lineage my mom's side. I think I'm the first. I think my cousins may have graduated. I'm not sure. But I know I was one of the, if not the first, if not, I was the second to graduate from college. It took me a long time to do that. I had to pay for it and take loans and all the other stuff. But I was the first. And think about all of the families. This is their first graduation of a college graduation in their families. Robbed. There's so much to be considered. So much to be considered. Okay, Lee says Howard's main graduation ceremony was not canceled. It was held at the Capital One Arena. Wow. Yeah, Serena says, and wow, I feel for those who worked all these years to get to graduation and can't graduate, missing a ceremony. And other ones, don't stop other students who want to learn and get their degrees. And when I looked across the videos, there were hundreds of people just enjoying the day. There were like 50 interrupters, protesters, 50. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people as guests. We're not protesting. It was 50 people that shut down situations in a lot of cases. Even when the graduates walked out on the Secretary of State, not Secretary, it's Secretary of State, United Nations. No, I'm sorry, the ambassador to the United Nations. They walked out on her speech, but the whole class didn't walk out. It was just several students. It wasn't even a third. The whole student class didn't get up and walk out. And the media is a problem too. They make it seem like it's worse than what it is. Ugh. Anyway, whoa, I'm I'm fired up on this subject because it pisses me off. It's like, how? Why would you do that to your fellow classmates? I see Elise says, okay, I'm going through here. Again, let's see what your space is here. Serena, okay, no, you're spot on. No, Miss B says, no, wrong. No, you're spot on. These students made out through a pandemic without a proper graduation, racked up a fortune in student loans, and you're stealing their very expensive moment. I see. I knew I wasn't alone. I just wanted to hear. I thought maybe I said, am I okay? Am I the only one thinking like this? Yeah, it says, I imagine the disruption was becoming dangerous. Well, I say, first of all, no one could get into the arenas for most of these places without being checked and police and all the other stuff that's necessary. So some of it was an excuse, but yo, you cannot. I mean, I think of the students at Columbia University, those students that lost out on a big grant. I mean, one of the beautiful things about um, Columbia University is they have a huge event. It's a big graduation, and it's tradition. People want to talk about tradition, and I'm going to go there in a moment. Speaking of tradition, Dr. Tice says, "Good morning, all." Yeah, it's not personal. Trish says it's not personal. Anthony, yeah. Please read my earlier comment about Howard. Yep, got you, Elise. There is nothing these students can do about what's going on overseas. Zero power. Now, there is something, I mean, the protest has worked in their favor in some cases because the president is listening. But you can stop for one day. Oh, okay. Elise says Howard's cancellation had nothing to do with protests. Okay, awesome. Okay, get that correction in there. Excellent. Um, Serena says they had no proms, yearbook photos, graduation in 2020, and now they are robbed to cross that magical stage in 2024. It's not right. Oh, Dr. Tachi, you want to come on for? Yeah, you can. Let me send you an invite. Hold on, Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi's in the building. She wants to come on. Let me send it. Tachi. There we go. Gonna send you that invitation right now. There you go. There you go. There I go. There I go. There I go. Anyway, it's one of my favorite songs of all times. Okay, good job. Okay, excellent. We're gonna have Dr. Tachi on in a moment. Did I say no one calls me ever until I get online here? Okay, let me turn this off. Hold on a second, y'all. The beauty of going live. Okay, here we go. Let's cut this down and cut it off. There we go. Okay, good. Good job. Okay, and it's always a what do you call it? Solicitor. It's a solicitor. Lisa says it was the nursing and allied health schools because they didn't have enough room, so they canceled it and rescheduled it for Thursday instead. Gotcha. They're posting in the wrong locations. Okay, saw that. Okay. Life is more important than the graduation. No, it isn't. I disagree. But if you think so, life is more important than a graduation. I agree, but I disagree. I agree to disagree. I believe that one day of not protesting is not going to change the order of what's going on overseas. Respect your fellow students and make sure that they spend a lot of money for that graduation. To get that cap and gown, to have it canceled is horrible. Thanks, Elise, for clarifying. Yes, thank you. Anthony says that. And Lisa says they should still have the graduations and hire extra security for the protesters. There's my solution. Just hire more police. No, so the police. Hire more security services. That's a whole nother story about the police department. But security services. Selfishness and just wanting I was protesting photos for social media. In a lot of cases, this is true. And Lee says, good morning, Dr. Tachi. I hope we can clarify the Howard situation. Yeah, we can do that. Hopefully, Dr. Tachi got the link and should be on shortly. Derek says, you have to factor in also those who are actually protesting for the cause, and those who are not just are there because they don't want to go to class. That's a thought. That's a thought. That's right. Tug hit that one on a nice. That's a good one. That's a good thought. Lisa said, I think the problem is that it wasn't students protesting, it's been others. Exactly. Some of these protests are not students of the college. Some of these people are agitators. Now, I know that's a political weapon word, agitator, but they are. Some of these people are in this because they are trying to co-opt this movement. And like I said, I am 100% in protesting. I believe wholeheartedly that Israel should not be going into Rafah. However, I am a believer that people can suspend protests for one day for their fellow students. Let me clarify. I want to make sure I clarify. G says, question. Most students know there's limited space for attending any graduation. Why not have someone film it or stream it for those who can't get in? Even high school graduations give you 4 tickets. Is that truly a question, G? But Yeah, most graduations give you only 2 or 4 tickets for the graduation, depending on the college or the high school. I think my college gave us 4. We have 4 tickets for my graduation in college. We had 2 tickets in high school. 2. Aviation High School only gave you 2 tickets, mama and papa, or whoever you decide you wanted to bring. And Trish, I agree with you. She says protests are needed. However, I disagree with protesting at someone's graduation. Derek says, like at the BLM rallies. Exactly. There were folks that were in the BLM rallies that were not part of the BLM. They were agitators. G says, it's truly a question. The issue of is lack of space and everyone truly can't attend. With all this technology, just stream it and have a party. Oh no, graduations are so important. They are. Dr. Tachi!
Hello.
Tachi's in the house.
Listen, only
Tachi's in the house.
only for you will I come up makeup free and busted.
You ain't never busted.
I was like, no, I have to come on and say something.
Dr. Tachi's in the
Yeah.
building.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, doll?
You know what? I am. That's all that is. I just
And
am.
you know what? I said, if I am feeling the pressure of doing so much and so many things going on, juggling so many plates, I said, my heart, my prayers, my thoughts, my words are for you, Dr. Tachi, because
Thank
you
you.
are doing so much, but you are making it look easy. Have we hit 7,000 yet?
Oh, we're over 7,000. We're almost at 7,500. Yeah.
Woo!
So I'm hoping that we get to 10,000 subscribers like this week. I'm hoping.
10,000 on the way.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Dr. Tachi. I mean, could you have I know obviously you knew you're gonna do good, but could you imagine? I mean, it has really taken off and people
Yeah.
are watching.
People are watching, people have things to say, and not just watching in the US like we would expect. I expected that the majority of the people watching would be probably in, the US, Canada, North America, but the Philippines, it's huge. Uh, Looking at India, a lot of people are watching. So what we have to say is important, and I think that's what I'm so excited about, that people are listening to what all these fantastic creators have to say.
Wow, wow. Look at the hands going up. Applause, Chrissy, Mr. Roland, Miss Beastmo, amen. Lisa got hers, so she's cheering you on.
Yay.
Man, I can't even believe that for those that did not see, Chris interviewed me in what's called Safe Space.
Mhm.
And that video is now been watched 4,000 times.
But it's a beautiful story, and people connect with good stories. It
It's
doesn't matter who it
unbelievable.
is. It is. No, you know what? It's unbelievable to us, but it is believable. I think sometimes when we look at things, we're not looking at things through the lens of other people. We're looking at it through
Mm,
us, where we're like, oh, nobody wants to hear this story. But other people outside are like, but this is me. This is me. Whether it's exactly like you, or
mhm.
it's parallel to your journey. I think it's amazing. So thank you for your transparency with that as well.
Oh man, that was, only for Chris. Chris said, "Ron, would you come on and can I interview you?" And I said, "Well, okay." And that interview is doing. I'm shocked. Like you said, you don't realize how your story can impact someone else, and I'm glad that it's helping it's going to help someone.
The thing is, if you look at every single program on Indie Soup, everybody is there to serve. I think
Yeah.
that's why it works, because it's not just about oh, I have a show and I'm telling my story. It's there to tell stories, to serve, to help others. And that's what's resonating, I think. I've come to the realization it must be that
Yeah.
because I have no explanation as to why within, it's not even 2 months yet and it's already taken off like this. But because everybody is there to serve.
It is incredible. Like I said, the platform is wonderful. The people are sharing, people are talking. I just really love it. I love seeing what Gwendolyn has done. I love seeing what Chris has done. I love 313 and all the other people that are there. Mr. Vibe, and there's such a list of people that are on the platform
And
that
growing
are doing well
and growing. I
and
keep
growing.
we everybody that we have hasn't even debuted their show yet. I was just
Mm,
like, wait, because we need to do that, and then you all will come on in the second. So we have more people that are getting ready to debut soon.
mm.
So yeah,
You are the bomb. So I know I want to hear what your thoughts are, dear.
yeah. I didn't come. Thank you for the accolades, but I came on for this. So I came on like in the middle of what you were talking about with the protest. So I want to be sure before I open my mouth that I'm correct. Now, are we talking about Columbia, or are we talking about Howard, or where are we talking
Over general,
in
across the
general?
country, there are
Okay.
folks like, for instance, they had Columbia. There's NYU. There's the protests. So a lot of they had. I think it was Jerry Seinfeld was. They walked out on him on, I think, Duke.
Yes.
But they still had their graduation.
Yes.
There was a couple of, I think it was Michigan State. I think it was Michigan, where the students walked out because of the ambassador for the United Nations. So it's all over the country. But when I look at the videos, like when I really look at the video, I'm looking at not just the what you just see, but I'm looking at what's going on behind in the depths of the video. I'm looking at the foreground and the background. I should say the background.
Yeah.
And I see that there's hundreds of people not protesting. There are thousands of people in their seats and just enjoying the graduation. Or I know that there's been some places have been threats made to certain graduations, but this whole thing is gone over. I mean, when you look at what they're putting on the media in the screens on CNN or ABC or all the news footage, they're doing close-up shots, making it look like it's a lot of people. But when you see the ones that you get a chance to see them span out, it's not a lot of people compared to the student bodies.
So there are a number of things at play here. Let's talk about the
Yes,
media end of it. Definitely. Media works by what? Ratings.
ratings.
Whoever has the most sensational story, the story that people want to tune into, are the people that are going to get the ratings. And what does ratings mean, or what do ratings mean? Advertising dollars. So
Yes,
you are, and we can't get away from the fact that that is how newscasts are run, both local, both and national. It's by ratings. Whoever has the story is the one that is going to get the dollars. That's what it
hmm
equates to. And so there probably is a little bit of sensationalization. That's not even a word, but I'm making it one. There probably is a little bit of sensationalization when it
yes.
comes to these types of things, definitely. So it goes back to that we need to be responsible in news reporting, responsible in the way we do things. It is not everyone, like you see. There are thousands of people that are not partaking in the protest. It is the few. And
Yes,
that's what the media will focus on, the few that are the disruption rather than the other end of it. So
yes.
that's one thing. So there's the media end of it. I do agree with everyone when you said this is someone's special day. This is there are people who have waited to see these things, and to disrupt is selfish for everyone, for your fellow classmates. And I do agree with that. But I also look at it from this other end as well.
hmm
I'm a child of immigrants, but not just immigrants who could not go back because there was a war.
Yes.
Very similar to this case, they killed off a lot of my ethnic group.
Mm.
So I'm looking at it when Americans are complaining about this, about not being having graduations and stuff. I'm like hashtag first world problems. Can the
Mm.
people in Gaza uh, attend graduations? Maybe they were the first to go to college or the first as well, and they will
Mhm.
never have a chance because their buildings were decimated. Now, again, this is not to belittle anybody's feelings about not getting in or whatever,
Mhm.
because everybody's quote suffering is relative. It's relative
Mhm.
to who you are. And so I'm not saying that you're wrong, but in the scope of globally what's happening, it's minuscule. You
Mhm.
still will get your degree, regardless if there is a ceremony or not. And I do understand, believe me, I'm Nigerian. Nigerians love pomp and circumstance and ceremony. If
Yes, you do.
nobody else, black people learned it from Nigerians
Yes, you
because we're all
do.
the same people. We love it. But at the end of the day, if there is no pomp and circumstance with a marriage, does that mean you're not married? No, you're still married.
Mhm.
If you don't have a ceremony because of something that's happening, does that mean you don't get your degree? No, you get your degree. So I
Mhm.
do understand it's like it's not a good thing, and it is selfish that you're disrupting the experience for other people. But if you look at it globally, it's minuscule. Now,
Right.
I do you also have to understand from the university's point of view, nobody wants trouble or lawsuits. So the best way
True.
sometimes to avoid this is to, all right, how do we avoid this? They probably didn't think things out fully enough. Where it's like, let's make sure we have enough security, and they can
Mhm.
do that because if they bring all these high level leaders to come and speak, and they're paying thousands, sometimes up to 100,000, you can do that for your commencement. So it's not that it could not be done. The funding is usually there. They
Mhm.
did not think about it, but okay, you didn't think about it. What do we do now? All right, well, it's too late. We need to do something to mitigate any harm to anyone. Sometimes that means foregoing what was. Now, let me talk about the Howard case. And I don't know 100% of everything that happened, but I do know, as somebody that went to Howard and also taught at Howard, sometimes students don't do what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
So I don't know exactly what happened, which is why I want to forego speaking in absolutes on that case. But that was the
Mhm.
College of Nursing and Allied Health that had to do that. They did not have room for everyone. Now, I don't know why or what happened. Probably it was a combination of two things where they may have not underestimated the amount of people that will come in,
Mhm.
and what is that? Okay. And people tried it and tried to bring in extra people. Well, who told you to invite all 75 of your family? Because I've seen that. I know that. I
Yes,
know them.
yes,
I've seen
yes.
that happen before. So they tried it, and if everybody has that same thought, oh well, they won't mind if Aunt Susie comes in too. Now you end up with a situation where you have a whole bunch of extra people. There could also
Yes.
be the thing if you come late to these things, and it's like a first come first serve. That's it. It's a wrap. You all came late, and that's what happened. But it
Mm.
wasn't even that, because I think Howard should have had, if you knew that, have an overflow room at Crampton. Well, they were in Crampton, I think, but in Burgem or someplace, do an overflow so that that
Mhm.
can happen.
And I
So
mean, and that's like something that G is saying, that you have the streaming, you can do an overflow
correct,
in another
correct.
section or another area and have it
Exactly,
videotaped. Yeah.
exactly. But they didn't have that. So that's on
Mm.
them. However, the response to that is on the people. You don't break windows when you're someplace. So that was like, fine, we'll just cancel the whole thing. But they didn't cancel it because College of Allied Nursing and Allied Health did have their graduation directly after the large general graduation in
Mm.
the same place where the large graduation was. I keep forgetting the name of the arena, but where the Washington Wizards play downtown on
Mhm.
like 8th Street. They had it right after. And the president actually apologized for everything that happened. And we support you, etc. And they had it right after. So the thing is, it was the response to it that caused them to, because now you're breaking things. How do I
Mm.
know you're going to come inside and behave now? I don't.
Whew.
So we're just going to cancel it, and they expediently rescheduled it for the next day. So they had it right at, and I watched it right after because I was like, why is the
Okay.
stream still going after they had the big graduation because they had College of Nursing and Allied Health right after. So there are a number of things here, and I'm not saying anybody is wrong in this case. There
Mm-hmm.
are everybody has some validity to their arguments from their side.
Yes.
Definitely, you should be able to have a graduation or a ceremony where you are recognized. Yes, you should be able to do that uninterrupted. Yes. Should they have taken graduation as their time to make their voice heard? No, but sometimes people who are desperate don't see any other way because they're not being listened to.
Mm.
If they were being listened to, they would take desperate measures to.
This is true.
No, no, nobody wants that type of disruption. I think sometimes we lead with the fact that people want to disrupt. To the contrary, people like order. You force me to disrupt when you don't listen. And that is
Mm.
one place where I know there's going to be a lot of people listening. Is it right? Not necessarily. But in my head, as a protester, if I'm a protester, that's what I see. So I think we have to start to look at things from all different angles. And again, it's the thing of we are very tied to ceremony in this country. We are very tied to showing that we have achieved, and
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that. But when you cannot then look at the shoe on the other foot and say, all right, this is why this is happening. They're not going to have X, Y, and Z, but I'll still have my degree or I'll still have my diploma.
Yeah.
It'll be all right. And to the thing is, in 2020, they did not have high school graduations, but realizing that, I have to say, the educational systems tried their damnedest to make sure they had some sort of, they had online ceremonies. They did as much as they possibly
Yeah.
could. And I think we're like, oh, well, we weren't there in person, so it doesn't count. It does count. These teachers and administrators, it racked their brains to make it as they knew it was hurtful. So to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like not to discount that is almost like a slap in the face to the people who tried to make your special day special despite the circumstances.
Yeah.
That is
I mean,
selfish.
the whole thing is, I mean, there's enough, what do you want to call it? There's enough distribution of right and wrong across the whole board of
Yes.
all over. I mean, some places didn't get their graduates, some people did. Some people who went out their way, some people didn't. Some people spent money for the graduation, have friends coming in and all other stuff, and they're gonna lose out. And so there's so many there's so many elements of this that are disruptive. Like I said, I believe in protesting. I believe in it 100%.
Mhm.
Um, I just feel like there's some days that when, I know it's a small thing, but for me, I really believe that, hey, let these kids have their graduation.
No,
But yeah, but I
100%.
mean, now because you teach, and so
Mhm.
how are your students performing? I mean, we only have a short time, but your
Yeah.
students, how are they protesting in your school?
So I'm not, I don't have a class this semester,
Oh, okay,
but, and when
gotcha.
I do teach, these are, my students are a little bit older because University of Maryland Global Campus was really founded with military in mind. So there, I
Ah,
have a lot of enlisted and quote non-traditional students. So
okay.
they're not thinking about protesting.
Like,
They're not.
I get my papers and I'm out of here.
They're like, look, I have to feed my family. I'm not worried about that. But you know what? The thing is, I protested myself when I was an undergrad. So I believe in the
Wow.
right to protest 100%. I mean, I was the president of the NAACP. I had no right but not to protest. But at the same time, I think this is a learning experience
Mhm,
for
mhm.
everybody. So when this comes, this is not going to be the last time there will be protests. So
Oh,
now
no, definitely.
universities
This
are
is only
going
gonna heat up during the summer.
exactly.
It's gonna heat up.
Exactly. It's going to heat up and there will be other things to protest against. So now universities need to say, okay, they haven't really thought about this since Vietnam.
Yeah,
Now they're going to have to say, what is our plan for when these things happen? How do we do this? So everybody's going to have to take a step back and see
yes.
how this is going to shape future discourse and future actions. That's
Wow.
all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Well, as we're gonna get ready to close out a little bit because we got 2 minutes, but I wanna make sure I give you guys the motivation quote because we didn't
I'll
do the
leave you
motivation.
to it.
Love you, Dr.
Love you
Tachi.
too. Bye.
So we got one. Let me get the motivation quote real quick. So we're not gonna be able to go into details of it, but that's okay. This was a great conversation. That's what it's more important that we do the conversation than we do something that's planned out. So I love that. Let me just give you that one quote for the day. Motivation Monday, the power of hunger. And let's go there. It says, wanting something is not enough. Speaking of a protest, you must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way, says Les Brown. And so we will go deep into this, but we don't have time to do that today. But again, guys, this week, hunger for the thing you love. Let that drive you this week, because you cannot do what you love to do. If you cannot do the thing you want to do unless you have passion for it and a hunger drive for it. It's just like you're starving for food. You got to be starving for success in what you're doing this week. So, guys, go after your goals, go after what you want to go after this week with a hunger, the power of hunger. Okay, sorry for that. We didn't go all in with any, deep thoughts of that, but just want to make sure you guys got that thought, that Motivation Monday thought in. I see here, I think it's a great conversation. Dr. Tachi says, thank you. Leah says, I appreciate, I skipped that too quick. Serena says, I appreciate this space. Thank you, Ron. And I have, Trish says, what school, Elise? And I think Elise is going to respond here. Let's see here. Elise Stallworth. And because it's happy. Okay, good. This is good. I love, again, this is not about agreeing with me or me agreeing with you or all of us agreeing, because none of us agree with ourselves. So the good thing is having a great conversation and good dialogue. So this was a good conversation, and I think we did good. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. There are a lot of, I'll put some of the announcements out tomorrow versus today, because there's a lot of them. But I will see you tomorrow. I want to make sure I get off here. See us at 4 o'clock in the replay, and see you tomorrow as Tip Tuesday. Okay, later, guys. Oops, there we go. I'm out. I'm trying to get out of here.